dendrites, axon, terminal buds, or the terminal ends. Okay? That's pretty much what it is. Alright? And the protective covering on it is myelin. Does everybody remember that? Okay? And remember, the wrapping of the axon, because that's what myelin wraps. Okay? The wrapping of the axon is done differently in the central nervous system versus the peripheral. Does everybody remember that? Okay? In the case of multiple sclerosis, it's usually on the axon that wrapping is breaking down. When that occurs, the nerve function disintegrates. Yes. So the ability of that nerve to actually send the proper information breaks down. The nerve can actually die altogether. That's what's happening in multiple sclerosis. So in their brain, which is going to be the higher order thinking, which is the part. Do you happen to know what it takes, for example, just to walk? Huh? Okay, well, I'll give y'all an idea. Alright? Here we go. Okay, everybody kind of see me? Alright, so right now, you're all kind of sitting there. And you're like, 9:15, please. 9:15, please. So you're kind of sitting there. That's what you're thinking. Okay? And that's what you are thinking. So, you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, 50 minutes, 49, the whole time you're sitting there and you are thinking it. Guess what that does? That starts the actual synapsing of the cells that are going to make their way through the gyri to the skeletal muscles, all through the nerves, through everything, so that when at 9:15 I go, okay, take a break, be back at 9:30, you're like, okay? Rather than okay? Because it started higher order. That's what it is. Isn't that cool? You're actually thinking about it before it happens. So you're already getting that conduction started so that the integration can occur so that the locomotion can take place, which I think is kind of cool. Reflexes, that's going to be a response to a stimulus, like
hot stove.
The hot stove. It could be, like you said earlier, somebody pinching you. You know, so you've got all this stuff that can be happening as a reflex.
So when you said higher order thinking, I know that we are smarter than the average animal, but it doesn't take hours for a cheetah to start chasing something. So what is defined as higher order thinking?
Okay. When we begin to focus more on the areas of the brain, we're going to learn, because when I say brain, chances are part you're thinking about, right? Chances are this area right here, okay? How many of you actually think about this area and this area? You will now, all right? Because I will have pointed this out. And now, every time something happens, you're going to be like, that's a Burnett and her stuff, okay? This area right here, midbrain, pons, medulla, okay? This is our primitive region of the brain. Now, when I say primitive, I mean the stuff that keeps us alive. It's maintaining our homeostasis. Yeah, I'm going to show y'all how old I am. Okay? I cannot say the term homeostasis and not think of biodome. And y'all are saying, never even heard of biodome. You've heard of it?
What, biodome? With Paul Short?
Yeah.
Movie? Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so you gotta remember, I was a mother when that movie came out. That's how old I am. I know y'all are thinking, oh, what? She doesn't look that old. Yes, I have 2 grandchildren. Okay, so as you look at this is our primitive region. This is what's going to make sure that we're staying alive. Okay, but as you look at other regions, especially like the frontal, okay, then we've got those gyri that they were talking about. A lot of what we do is based on instinct, even though that getting up out of the chair doesn't sound like it, but technically you're already thinking about it. You're already thinking about getting up out of that chair and leaving. Other animals are more dependent on instinct, which is this region of the brain. For example, snakes. Alright? You know what? They only have the brainstem area. They don't have a brain. That's the only thing they know. They only know instinct. So, smarter is based on our perception of it, what we have been taught, but I don't know if it's really how we can see it. I mean, think about it. Plants. Plants are living. Plants have DNA. Plants have RNA. Plants duplicate their cells. They have all the characteristics of living. Can we live without plants? No. So I'm like, kind of think it's kind of equal across the board for that. But a lot of what we do is based on instinct, just not as much. So, when we look at the spinal cord, the brain, all this sort of stuff, if we think about the anatomy portion, the anatomy of the spinal cord. No, my skeleton. I'll be right back. I'm looking for the skeleton on wheels. see if I can straighten it up a little bit. All right. So, when we look at the spinal cord, brain, spinal cord, encased in bone, all right, that's letting you know how important those organs are. When we talk about the spinal cord, we're going to see that it's going to be the tissue that's running right here, roughly up through the upper portion of the spinal cord, of this vertebra encasing it. We're going to see that it ends at roughly L1. So down here, they're kind of showing it ending. It's about 1.8 centimeters thick, about 45 centimeters long, depending on your height. Okay? We have 31 pairs of spinal nerves. That is telling us these. Can everybody kind of see this yellow exiting through the vertebra? Can you kind of see the yellow that's exiting? You see this yellow? Okay. Here we go. These right here? Okay. All the yellow. Now, have you ever been to the doctor's office and seen the picture showing how this yellow that I just represented to you comes out and goes around and around, and how it'll show it innervating this and innervating that and coming? When we have this occur and the spinal nerves exit, that nerve that exits the vertebral column, the part of the spinal cord that it's connected to is encased in every single vertebra. So the part of that spinal cord that's surrounded by the bone, that area is termed a segment. So I would have a segment, a segment, a segment, a segment. Is everybody following me? The nerves would exit out of those vertebra. That spinal nerve that is exiting goes out to innervate something. Okay? Now, the innervation that takes place. Well, we all know, for example, if I'm way down here and I'm getting into the sacral region, I'm at L5 and all this sort of fun stuff, I got this great big huge nerve that exits. Does anybody know what it's called?
Cauda equina.
Well, the cauda equina is this right here. Can you kind of see what looks like the horse's tail? Okay, that's the cauda equina, and we're giving rise to lots of nerves in this area. Okay, but one in particular that kind of exits them. My back coming up today. I think it's all right here.